Last time on Dice Funk.
So you found this skiff. It's called the Leon, and you found it has been abandoned. There's like a huge crack on the underside, and it like sank halfway into the swamp, and it's been abandoned. That they found a glowing rock that seemed interesting in some way, and they were going back. But an important thing is, you're reading the log, you get the sense that this isn't the only skiff on this expedition. There are two more.
It's Dice Funk Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. You got a 20, so I think you probably have heard that. They're like in pre-apocalypse time. There was a company that made these cards, which were used to play a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, but actually summoned monsters to fight each other, and so you assume that's what that construct was.
Yeah, someone played a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card into their duel disc.
Yeah.
And we haven't yet met the character who is a Yu-Gi-Oh duelist.
Fix up the parts of it that you can't just make with a raccoon bone. The raccoon bones are mostly the spokes. And then, he's putting that on the cart, and then planting the skull right on top.
And Eely the Eel is going, "Time to ride the electric roller coaster, yes!"
Gio, no! And then just sort of does a very unnecessary cartwheel into a backflip, and then lands right by Dio and pushes them out of the way.
In the background, Dio is screaming with their mouth closed, trying to lift the skiff.
You grab the hand, Vimble, and you pull, and the body comes up. The hand is connected to an arm, which is connected to a shoulder, because it's covered in mud, at first you don't really get a great look at the kind of texture of the skin, but as the body kind of wrenches up out of the mud, it is unmistakable what this person is. They are a marble statue.
Ooh. What?
Maybe Dio's gonna have a friend.
Dio still hasn't noticed it going.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses. We can feel the heat, the chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning, might be burning, might be burning down. But we're a bonfire, I keep putting in, I keep putting in. Oh, we're a bonfire, I keep putting in, I keep putting in.
Look, I'm resisting the urge to talk about it, because if you let me start talking, we will get 45 minutes into the show and not have played D&D. I know myself, I can't be trusted. Oh my god, they played Masters of Ravencroft, which they've never played live before. It was amazing. There you go.
None of us will ever be as happy as Laura was recently.
Mm.
Oh, don't worry, I'm still seeing him 3 more times this week. You've caught me in the 24-hour window where I'm back before I go fucking see him again.
I'm just very envious of Laura's ability to be as excited as she is for very achievable things. I feel like riding on a cool train, seeing an emo band who are mostly just popular in the 2000s. If Laura is the level of excited about these things that I would be about, I don't even know. I don't know that I have these dreams in my life. That's what I'm so jealous of.
Autism fucking sucks sometimes, but it can be really chill to have the best day of your life be, I went on a train and the train went by a beach and I saw a band from 2015 that I like, and life's good.
No, I love it because Laura was like, what if we rode your favorite ride 3 times in a row? And I was like, we can do that. And she's like, we can. And we did. Wow. It was incredible. I was like, this is how it's supposed to be. Just back to back over and over.
Yeah, you find one thing you like and you just do it again and again, and it never gets any less interesting because autism's fucking great.
And you know what that is? That's feminism.
Mm-hmm. That's women supporting women.
Autism? More like feminism.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, we can't top that. So last we left the adventure, the party was trudging through a swamp, and you came across a skiff, and you found some documentation inside, which led you to believe that it was actually part of a 3-skiff party exploring the New World. And those people had found an interesting rock and were on their way to take it home for study or something when all their ships started sinking. You found 2. The second ship, which is capsized, is currently upside down. Dio, you were trying to flip it, but you failed your strength check very poorly. Meanwhile, Vimble, near the capsized skiff, you found a statue person.
My first question is, how similar does it look to Dio as we first met them?
So this is a fun fact for everyone. Sophie is keeping a lot of the lore from me. So
That's how we make sure you don't turn them into, like, I don't know, something horrible.
Something other than bong water with an eel in it.
Yeah.
So, Sophie, does this new one look the way Dio did when everyone met Dio?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, it looks exactly like the Dio you met when Dio was a statue.
I think I would say the form is the same, and like if we're saying the stone is marble-y or marbled or whatever, like that's different. It's not like a carbon copy, but it's like it's something cut to the same shape.
The same artist might have chiseled these to a similar thing, but they're both hand done, maybe, sort of.
No, I'm saying like the same artist did it. The same artist might have done an immaculate job of making 2 the same, but like the stone that you cut from isn't going to have the same swirls of color through or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Like Vimble's like piecing this together with like sort of like detective style, like free association, where he's like, statue of David, Dio. Wait a second. And like
when he looks around at Dio for scene setting, Dio is still trying to push the skiff over and he's going, and you can hear Eely the Eel going, use your knees.
I don't know how Vimble can hear that. Vimble doesn't speak eel.
name a more
Vimble
iconic
can pick
duo.
up on the energy based off, because Vimble's been around a lot of people on cocaine, so maybe it's like the same. So I read cocaine. I can read cocaine,
Yeah.
like body language.
I can speak Celestial and cocaine.
I got a lot of messages about electric eels. The audience wants everyone to know that they're not true eels. They're, I think, knife fish, which is a different thing. And that throughout most of human history, it was thought there was only one electric eel. But in 2019, it was discovered there are actually 3 different kinds of electric eel.
So Eely the Eel isn't a real eel. That would explain the chip on his shoulder. I feel like we're going to understand the character a lot better now. I'm glad for this. Thank you.
You can
Austin.
tell me that an electric eel isn't an eel, but that's like telling me that a strawberry isn't a berry. You can tell me it's true, but it's in the name, and therefore I will never believe you, no matter how much hard evidence you provide.
And speaking of in the name, his name is Eely the Eel. So
Yeah. Checkmate, atheists.
Oh, Lord. All right, yeah, so Dio's doing power lifts, Vimble's doing detective vision. What are the other 2 doing?
Juniper's gonna walk over to this other statue person and say, hi, I'm Juniper. What's your name?
The statue lies inert in Vimble's arms.
Yeah, thought as much, but didn't want to be rude in case, like, they were in there. If there were lights on, just didn't know.
Can I roll insight on the thingy?
On the statue?
Yeah.
I think medicine is what you want. This person isn't conscious, so
18.
I am a demon, so I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of just threw some like
Like the idea of like the only medicine you know is like actually makes people much sicker.
yeah.
yeah, you're like, maybe apply some bubonic plague, set it on fire.
I don't know.
Juniper with an 18, you immediately are like, just check for the gem on the back, like Dio has. You know, the crystal that our friend has.
The thing that's been so relevant to so many scenes, I remember.
that gem has been relevant. You're right. Vimble's gonna look on its back and see if and try and look for a gem.
There's definitely a slot where one would be. In episode 1, you fixed this on Dio's body to make the gem fit more snugly. It does not appear to be there. It's just an empty slot.
Can I say for the record, I believe that in episode 1, Sam took the gem out, blew in it, and put it back in like a Game Boy cartridge.
I believe that's correct.
So
We're saying the same thing.
dots,
Make it fit better. Blow on it. That's why you do that.
Connecting dots. The ship, the logs in the ship mention that they found a big gem, glowy gem of some kind. Could they have been describing the thing that would go in this thing's back?
Yeah, Juniper gets a big exclamation point over her head like a Metal Gear guard. Yeah.
I think Juniper was going to be very much team, fuck it, we don't need a glowy rock, we need to keep moving, but can't leave a deactivated person if we could put a person back together.
Dio
That
needs a
seems
sibling.
important. Yeah.
Or a backup body.
Yeah, Vimble's gonna shout to Dio, Dio, do you want a sibling or a backup body?
I'm gonna help Dio raise the boat. Hold on.
Yeah, can I
What do
roll
I
again
got?
for this?
If you could think of a different roll, we can't continually roll the same
Of course, of
check
course.
over and over.
17 on strength.
Okay.
I'm helping.
Dio, do you have a different check you want to make?
Athletics?
What are you gonna do, a flying crane kick?
Or do I need to? I'm gonna say I want to say sleight of hand. I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. I try and shove it in a different way.
Sure. It's
14.
14 and 17. You know what? Sure. I think because you're not under any time pressure, you can get this done. Peter, you have surprisingly good strength because you're, in Zana's diminutive body, but you're actually a powerful demon. So you go over and you start lifting. And at some point, Dio, you change up your strategy. Can you describe to me how you sleight of hand the boat over?
Jesus, can I? I think that before, because it was a strength check, I was definitely trying to just put myself under it and shove up really hard, like the classic superhero lift where you lift something right up over your head. But maybe Dio kind of investigates around the boat to figure out what's around it and sees that there's kind of a way that it can be wiggled into rolling over rather than just being shoved really hard.
Ah, yes, the classic wiggle. I've done this many times where you just kind of push it, rock it, and then it comes your way, you rock it, and then eventually when it finally rolls over, it is now a projectile and everyone else's problem as it flips over. The skiff, turns 180 degrees, sending up a huge wave of sludge as it kind of comes unstuck and rolls back onto the correct side. Everyone, you now see this sludge-covered skiff is right side up. You've done it.
Whew! Whoa! We did it. I feel like I'm just getting smarter and smarter since Eely joined me. I've become a genius now. And also, Ely's asking if if you're holding.
Austin, how am I allowed to obtain drugs? I have to find plants and then turn them into drugs with my demon ways?
Yes.
Okay. Can I roll nature to look around for a a plant that a plant that's that would the newer version of cocaine?
Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine.
Yeah. More better cocaine.
Of course, please roll to find Cocaine 2.
Crit 21! I thought the best coke ever!
Oh, we're playing with fire.
It's the most insanely good coke ever! But in return, I ask one thing, Eely the Eel.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how you fuck. Tell me. In real life, no one knows how eels fuck. They just know they go to the Bermuda Triangle and do something. So Eely the Eel, how do you fuck? What happens there?
Eely the Eel whispers something to Dio, the Dio whispers to Peter, and then Peter knows how eels fuck.
I throw up.
No, Peter may be a demon, but there are limits.
Okay, can I put my hand... Oh, wait, actually, then that would make me you. Hold on. I'd throw the cocaine into your body.
Well, okay, hold on. This is an important world-building element. So you find Coca 2, the sequel to Cocaine Plant, and you process it? Do you take it back and you, like, there's a whole thing you have to do to turn it into cocaine?
No. I'm more natural than that, okay? Because I think, you know what? My vibe is making drugs more fun and less intense. So this is more like, we're having a good time, but not ruin our lives good time. We're having a good time within reason.
All due respect, Austin, but Peter is built different.
Yeah.
Maybe Cocaine 2 just doesn't need processing. Cocaine 2's just, it grows right there ready.
Cocaine 2 is better in every
Yeah.
way. The devs looked at where they went wrong with Cocaine 1, and where people were making a lot of complaints, and where generally the fan base was getting burned out on it, and they improved all of the... Honestly, it's a perfect sequel.
I love the box quotes. You've got Cocaine 2, now with less sniffing.
Yeah, this is, like, better.
I think I would hold it up against Pathologic 2. I don't think there's been a remake sequel as good as this.
No, what is processing cocaine and if not grinding?
Yeah, this is cocaine without the gasoline or any of that stuff. You just pick it up off the ground. It's freely used so that nobody can exploit it for money making. It's like, it grows like mint. It's like a weed, and you're not going to get addicted. It just makes you feel, it's just like back when people just used to just chew on it. All right. And it's unprocessable. It
I'm
destroys
just devastated
itself.
that you've crit on finding cocaine too, because I've been having Dio be more and more erratic and speed freaky ever since this cocaine eel started living inside them, and hoping that something would happen that would take me off this path, and you've just crit on Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine.
Oh no, yeah, you're about to manage a really shitty DJ.
Austin, tell us what happens because Cocaine 2 was invented. What are the consequences?
Cocaine 2, not exploitable because it grows so fast. If you try to refine it and make it more intense, it disintegrates on itself because it knows.
If you try and cut it with baby powder, the baby powder turns into Cocaine 2.
Yeah. Just becomes more cocaine, so therefore making cocaine less valuable even more. So you cannot be exploited. All the drugs I find are unexploitable and free to the people.
It's very convenient that we can just say that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is, because I crit. You can't do it.
So when a person forms a bond with an animal created specifically for this purpose, the Eluda, created by the gods for the betterment of all sapient life, this is an unbreakable connection you've made, a soul bond of love and understanding between you and this creature. And then when certain things happen, depending on the creature, every creature has its own trigger for this, your bond can grow and evolve, let's say.
Okay. And you're saying that finding Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine, is probably going to be one of those big moments for us as a couple.
You leveled up friendship by procuring cocaine when requested.
Just like in
you
real
did
life.
the side quest.
This is just like high school.
You did the friendship side quest. They asked for coke, and now they're your best friend.
Because we established that Eely the Eel is all about that rock and roll lifestyle, and I can't think of a better situation. And also, Mari crit, which is really what I was looking for to explore this mechanic, which is that your Pokemon evolves.
I don't even have a Pokemon yet. You're not allowed to evolve yours. Mash B until it stops.
I lost my Pokemon, which was the best Pokemon.
Okay, level up your cocaine, Amon.
So flavor-wise, describe what happens to this eel as it gets cooler and bigger, but also any changes to Dio because you're bonded. And so I'm imagining as the creature... the creature, gets bigger and cooler. So do you. This is also
Oh my god.
This is just the thing about Dio. It has slightly less impact than I was planning. When maybe suddenly Vimble gets like Charizard wings or some shit. But The mechanical benefit of this is that you get a feat. Feats are a thing in D&D that are often overlooked because you usually have to pick between taking a feat or increasing your stats, and most people want to increase their stats. So this is an opportunity to take any feat you want in the whole game, and we can do that.
Holy shit, that's so good.
Oh, Austin!
Oh, Jesus
Put
Christ!
more animals in front of us. More animals. One of these days, I won't botch a roll.
I'm sorry, Laura. I mean, you were definitely the person I was thinking of when I thought of this.
Yeah. Seems like it'd be a natural fit for my character, but no.
So we could continue this scene if Sophie needs time to think, or you could describe how Eely evolves and how you take on aspects of Eely.
I don't have it on the top of my head, so I'm gonna just have a look at some stuff for a minute, and yeah, you should. Yeah.
So while that's happening in the corner, Juniper is looking around for any clues as to where we might find a gem to stick in this this other statue person that we probably need to talk about once the evolution animation is finished.
Exactly. So if we imagine that Peter and Dio are having this cocaine situation, Vimble and Juniper, can you roll investigation on the newly unearthed skiff?
25, which is a crit.
5.
Christ on a cracker, another crit.
Jesus.
Okay, thank you for carrying my subpar roll.
So with a crit, once again, you find more armor pieces. You are just becoming that armor that Batman wears in the Superman fight. So add another +1 to your AC, increase your armor.
Everyone's getting cool today.
Oh, that rules so hard. I actually don't need the bark skin now because that is actually what my AC is.
Incredible. So once again, you find logs of people talking about this journey. They say that basically a conglomeration of different interests sent these explorers to the New World to find resources to exploit. This is basically the Dutch East India Trading Company. They're like, go looking for spices and precious metals that we can, rip from this new source of wealth. And they sent these people out to look, and they haven't found anything particularly useful. They note that there's some stuff here they've never seen before, and so it needs to be brought back for examination and analysis by gifted alchemists and wizards. But they didn't stumble upon the jackpot yet. So that's the surface of this exploration. With a 25, you find what capsized this boat, which is a trading card. With the title of Capsize.
Fucking.
Yes!
I'm so
I love that we're
ready.
doing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the same...
You can take it. It is muddy and perhaps ruined, and you don't have the technology to employ it. If you've ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh!, there are these things called dual discs that you have to slap the cards down on to summon their effect.
If we've ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh!
Also, Austin, this is an episode in which you prompted me to talk about My Chemical Romance. We've got a Pokemon evolution happening and a fucking dual disc coming up. Is today for me? Did you do this for me, Austin?
There's a sound coming over there's something in the distance. It's a ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. There's something's coming. I think there's something. Can you all hear that? Like a
I planned seasons 2 years ahead of time, and this was definitely a Laura and Quinn kind of consideration. So most of the people who were on the show weren't on the show when I envisioned this. So swings and roundabouts, sliding doors.
I think Vimble's gonna take that trading card and I'm trying to think if he has the deductive skills to put 2 and 2 together, or if he's just neat.
Oh, since you rolled really well last episode, I think it was a history check.
Yeah.
You know that there's this ancient card game that the card came to life, and that the angel was one of them. And so, I think you can put 2 and 2 together that this was capsized by one of those cards. And it appears that there's someone in the swamp attacking this team of colonizers.
Is there any kind of investigation we could use to work out if there's any other way to make use of this card, or whether you just need the thing to put it on?
brief sidebar. Based. Carry on.
Yeah, that would be Arcana.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I do not have very good Arcana, but we'll see.
15?
Oh no, 3.
15 and 11. That's Arcana, right?
Yeah, Arcana.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a 15 and a 10 above average, the party gets some information, which is no, you cannot just throw these cards. You do need some kind of apparatus. Basically, it's a miniaturized ritual. So, like pre-advanced technology, you would have had to make a summoning circle and light some candles and say some prayers and sacrifice something. But then in modern technology, they miniaturized all that into a wristband plate. So that's the kind of how that's advanced. So that technology has been lost. You would have to recreate this ritual, and you'd have to figure out how it was done.
I'm now just picturing my hippie rabbit with the dual disc on, and I'm like, I don't know what the narrative justification for this would be, but I also desperately want it.
I think with a 3 in Arcana, Vimble's going to try to throw it and make that happen.
Okay.
Just throw it down in the swamp water in front of you.
And yeah, I think it would sink in the swamp, so I think you succeeded.
Juniper will go fish it out and hope that the slightly plasticky coating has kept it from just instantly disintegrating.
Yeah, Card Kingdom rates this heavily played.
It's fine. The text is still, you can still see the hologram. It's technically legal still.
So, Peter the Demon gives Dio Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine, but I think Mari said that she was just gonna chuck it into me.
I didn't want to put my hand in you because I also have a follow-up question for later about that.
Yeah. So you're basically tipping Cocaine 2 into the liquid parts of Dio. And so what starts happening is when materials are inside of the force field of Dio, they start becoming Dio, right?
Oh my god.
Which means that Eely the Eel is in a whole person of Cocaine 2. Just completely surrounded by and enveloped by Cocaine 2, a complete permeating field of it, which supercharges Eely the Eel. So Eely the Eel zaps Dio, so there's this chain reaction meltdown of Cocaine 2 to Eely the Eel's electricity charging up Dio's power crystal, making it go faster and faster. And so this is where you have the literal Pokemon evolution screen animation where it's a white silhouette because it's just glowing.
Is it flashing back and forth?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, yes. Nobody press B.
Well, it's the anime, so it's the white silhouette, but then you see you have camera angles on all the little changes. You see Dio's horns get bigger, and Dio's getting taller, I think. The tail, I think, lengthens to be a longer tail, maybe a lion's tail. And then when the glow starts fading away, you see that Eely the Eel has become absolutely fucking massive. Before, the eel was coiled up into a little essentially it looked like Dio's guts. It looked like you could see Dio's intestine, but it was an eel. Now Eely the Eel is 6-inch diameter, huge, thick eel. He's still coiled up in the guts, but he now comes up through Dio's torso to his head is behind the mask, so it's essentially he's wearing the mask.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
Sometimes I think about this show and go, D&D was created decades ago, and this was always where it was meant to end up. As an art form, this is how D&D should be played.
So Dio is still made of herb and smoke and water, but now also Cocaine 2, which I believe we have settled on it still being a white powder. It's just permeating this all, and there may be a foot taller, bigger horns. I think a longer tail. And yeah, the big thing is this huge eel is inside them now this. I think that because I was thinking about this because we have the going into the animal's body thing. We haven't really explored with because the eel's just been inside Dio. And I think what would be fun is if like Dio could like reverse, so that like if Dio's gonna go inside Eely the Eel, it would be like, rather than like swapping bodies, because they're already inside each other to begin with, it would be more like the eel would be the shape of the body, you know?
Oh my lord, what have we done? Any feats caught your eye, or you still looking?
Yes, very much so. Let me tell you about Shadow Touched.
Austin, you can't say you can pick whichever one you want and then be upset when someone picks one. This is on you.
Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1 to a maximum of 20. You learn the invisibility spell and 1 first level spell of your choice. I have not yet chosen that one, but I will get back to you very soon. But I now have invisibility as well.
Okay, yeah. I mean, eels are, like Mario was saying, they're notoriously reclusive to the point where they've never been seen in the wild breeding.
Fucking, yeah.
And in the rest of the feat, it says you can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in this way, you can't cast this spell in this way again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast these spells using spell slots you have of the appropriate level. There you go.
So Eely is bigger, you are cooler, your tail and horns are cooler.
Sick. Yeah, and now Dio is like, hey.
Hey!
Because I'm increasing charisma, to be clear. And none of you know this, but Eely the Eel is just going like, the whole time.
It's the best
because
cocaine.
it's the best cocaine. He's pulling the face that the Riddler pulls when he's getting handcuffed.
Which one?
The new one.
Hey, Dio, is this a good time to ask you a question we've been needing to ask for like 10 minutes while the cocaine was happening? We found another person like you.
Oh, okay, that's chill.
I mean, I wouldn't say quite like you.
Understandable.
I mean, there's no one quite like you, but another statue-based gem-powered person, except we're missing a gem.
I guess we better get on finding that. Don't we have a detective right here?
He gives Dio a little nudge with his elbow.
Juniper's also gonna look at our detective and be like, "Yeah, you gonna get on it?"
Gem. Okay. Gem rhymes with creme. Kremlin. This isn't anything. All right. Can Vimble try and do like a perception check to see if there's like any signs of like where to go next, like in terms of like where the next like boat might be?
You crit on investigation, so I'm going to tell you there's one more ship, and you expect it's in the direction that you're going. So you have done everything you can do here with a 25 crit. So,
all right, let's keep going. Well, the I'm not giving up on the Kremlin thing yet, but I'm not. It's gonna pan out later.
I was really hoping you were gonna roll investigation to see if it was in the Kremlin.
I mean, can I?
Hey, Austin, can I grab a bunch of cocaine and put it in my bag?
oh my god.
Sorry, I know I just rolled investigation, but can I do it again just to see if it's in the Kremlin or not?
I hate all of you so much. Here's what we're going to do.
Roll 14.
Yeah, it's not. I'm glad we cleared that up. It's not in the Kremlin. So we're going to roll survival in a minute because you all need to get food because we're short resting so we can heal if you need to. And also because your what'd you call it? The Justice Mobile was ransacked
Jesus Christ.
by swamp creatures last episode. So why don't we talk about how much Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine, you get after we do survival checks.
I crit.
Oh,
my
fuck!
God. Oh!
11.
I get a 5.
8.
11, 5, 8, and a crit 22. Fuck me. So the party fails, but we got a crit. So here's what I'm going to say, is you can either have food or Cocaine 2 with a sequel to Cocaine.
I mean, if we have Cocaine 2, then we don't need food.
It's really unfortunate because it is my crit.
I'll say this. Look, if you all pick the cocaine, I guess I could burn a spell slot for Goodberry if I have to.
No, it's too late. I already bardic inspiration. We can eat and have Coke.
No, I just really like the idea of Dio going away to like ostensibly find food and just comes back with like armfuls, like huge armfuls of cocaine too, and then just like.
So wait, what? Is this not right, or is this not what we wanted? I don't.
It is what we wanted.
Yeah.
So do you all describe to me you're getting back on the wagon? What are you doing? Paint me a picture. Also, I feel like I shouldn't prompt this, but I'm going to. What do you do with the statue body?
I feel like take it with us if possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would probably like put it on the Justice Mobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I should say anything because I feel like it's my prerogative as the DM to be like, you didn't take it with you. You should have said something.
I always feel like you didn't say out loud you were taking it with you, therefore I've decided you left it behind is like a real dick move.
Yeah.
I mean, in my next episode of Rolling with Rainbows, like one of my players has not been counting their bullets, and the next time that she fires her gun, I'm just going to tell her, nope.
Yeah, see, these are the different schools of DMing.
See, no, I agree with that. I agree with you were making choices about a resource and you didn't keep track. It's different when, oh yeah, you're just going to leave behind the person that you're trying to put a gem in the back of, rather than bring them to put the gem in the back of them.
I mean, an interesting wrinkle here is without the gem, the other statue body is not really a person. And so I think if bringing it with, I don't know what kind of signal that sends to Dio. If I'm putting myself in Dio's headspace or like my idea of Dio, I'd be like, well, oh, you think me is my body, my old body? That's me to you? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that is, like, to be clear, absolutely what Dio was thinking. Like,
From the outside, I think Juniper's thought process was injured person. Like, if we found any other kind of person who was unconscious, we'd go, hey, let's try and find you whatever medical thing we need to find to make sure you're okay.
Well, we know when we found Dio's Dio. So this other person might be a person? We don't know. It's kind of when people are like, I'm just trying to be supportive. I don't know.
no, to be clear, what Dio is thinking is like is like the distinction between like what we call the soul and the body, right? Is like we're going to find the gem. The gem is where the person is.
Yeah.
This is like it's not like putting a battery into a toy. It's like,
Yeah, but we're too stupid to know that.
Yeah,
I know.
I think Juniper gets that, but also is like, you still bring the body to put the soul in. You don't go, we found a body. Guess we'll come back for that later when we have a soul. No, we'll take the body with us.
Additionally, dear listeners, you're probably wondering at this point, that's a big heavy statue body. That's going to add some significant weight to the Justice Mobile. Are the Rons going to be able to have the energy, the pep, the vigor to pull that? And don't worry, I'm a step ahead of you here. I have a little trick to make the Rons go faster.
Does it involve cocaine too?
And it's called Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine.
We have so much cocaine. It's okay.
So I think that Dio helps to like secure the statue with like blankets or whatever, so it won't get too bumped around. Even though like I think they're thinking to themselves, like they don't raise it because like they've got some more charisma, they're chill, but like they're thinking like this is weird that we're doing this, but they still like make sure that it's nicely cushioned in, not gonna get chipped or something, and then feeds all the Rons Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine.
I want to also make it clear that I think all Rons are both divorced and party.
Do they have comb-overs?
Yes.
To the listeners, I don't care what the actual title of this episode is, because it probably isn't this because of SEO reasons, but like, this episode is called The Sequel to Cocaine.
I will sync our search engine optimization to name this episode what it deserves to be named. I will destroy our discoverability. We will never algorithmically recover, but everyone will know we went down believing in our art.
Jesus Christ.
Someone describe to me your trip. What are you talking about? What does it look like? Anything else? Where you're hunting?
We're all talking really fast. Like, we're all talking so fast.
Yeah.
And we're having brainstorms like crazy. Hold on. Let's all roll something so we can have, like, a brainstorm. Let's all roll wisdom. Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on. Let's roll wisdom right now. Come on.
I don't think
let's
you
see what
roll
happens.
wisdom
Come on.
when you're on cocaine, but okay.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah, come
not.
on, let's do it. Rolling wisdom. 7. What do you got? 7.
What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? Fuck.
Oh my god, pants for squirrels. I love it.
Not. Everyone is oh, okay.
11.
Oh, you're the only one who's above 10.
I love it. What's your great idea?
It's like, maybe not pants for squirrels, maybe pants for something bigger, then they'd be easier to sew. Maybe we have pants for,
We already know there are raccoons in here.
horses.
Like, there are raccoons in this swamp. Like, they'll definitely buy pants.
Okay, exactly. I will go door to door to like old ladies and get them to buy our pets, okay? I'm a hustler like that.
Hang on. I'm getting it. It's like a flash of lightning in my mind. It's, differently sized pants, but they're all sizes for pets.
Oh my god.
And then we can sell them to all the pets, every single one of them.
And like, we don't even have to do anything differently. We just get existing like child through adult clothing sizes, and we just match them up to existing animals. We try each pair on an animal until we find out, oh, that's cat jeans right there.
We're getting bogged down in the details. Let's talk about the important thing. What is our logo going to be?
Oh my god. Pet pants. Pet pants.
Paint me a picture, but I'm not seeing it yet.
It's how many animals can we draw in a single pair of jeans, like wedged into one pair of jeans together?
Buddy, just roll with the assets you got, and
And Dio like clicks their fingers and points right at their mask, as if they're pointing at like a good-looking face, but it's like a chipped, cracked stone mask. They just go.
the medium is the message, baby.
There's bong water dripping out of its nose.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Exactly. This is what we want.
Yeah, no, I like this. I mean, we can all agree, like, this is a great idea, and our staff parties are going to be epic.
Lightning fast pet pants.
Oh my god. We just can't run out of this cocaine too.
As you say the word lightning strikes the metal rod, which is actually Zana's rapier stuck into the back of the Justice Mobile, and it's just like all of you were like, "Whoa!" because you were expecting that. None of you were hurt or anything because you did make this lightning rod last episode. But right
You see,
now,
it's a sign. It's a sign that we're gonna do great. This is a sign from
We are
Poseidon
on
for himself.
fire.
Is it bad that I think this is the first time our party is properly bonded all season, like truly bonded?
I highly identify with Alexander the Great. I just feel like we just would get each other. You know?
Dio like puts a hand out facing down in front of them, and goes,
Whoa. Hang on. We haven't figured out something important. We don't have a team handshake. What are we doing?
Oh my god.
Where have our heads been at? What's going on?
This is where we've been missing!
Oh, I want to roll performance to do a group handshake.
Yeah. Also, could we have a team name? Every season there's a team name, except for this one. I've just been calling them the research team.
I just crit on team handshake.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Yes.
Austin. I crit on team handshake.
"Okay, what did these four cokeheads come up with as the team name while we are doing our excellent team handshake together?"
Like, Laura just rolled a crit, so I got a 24.
Pants for pets, I think, is what we decided on.
How about we don't describe it? We only say what the after effects are, which is a blinding flash of light and people really understanding that we have true friendship. But it cannot be described with words what we do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Laura crit the handshake. So like the handshake is, like,
Yeah, we need a
But
name,
I'm asking
though.
what
Like,
the team name is.
Yeah.
My vote is pants for pets.
I kind of
Pets
can't
for
suggest
Pets
anything else
Incorporated.
Yes.
Yeah, they go back.
Yeah, it's Team Pants for Bets, though.
Yeah, Pants for Pets Incorporated. Pants for Pets LLC.
This is insane. This is amazing. This is great. This is groundbreaking. We're making moves.
We definitely want to be limited liability because one of us will take all the money and run.
looks towards the cocaine-addicted eel.
That's business, baby.
I love, of all the teams to end up being the best of friends, I would never in a million years thought it would be these people, but you're bonded for life now.
It turned around very quickly.
It's all because of squirrel pants.
I look, babe, I gotta be real with you. I think it's gold because of cocaine.
Oh. But I feel like the daggers were already inside of us already, and the cocaine just like unlocked it, I think. That's what I think what's happened.
You know what's inside of me?
Hey, Neil.
Cocaine.
Hey, Dio, I have a question. I have a question for you. I have a question. If I were to possess you, do I become you? Like, who's in charge? Am I you? Do I become, or do my thoughts change?
Bud, slow down. Hang on. How do you possess? Like, what does that look like? What's the whole jig?
So I'm sitting there in my office, just sitting there in my office waiting for things to happen, and I'm choosing, and then I get a little beep, 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 beep on my phone, and I like look at my phone, it's like digitized, and then I'm put into a body that is like, they sacrifice things, and I'm in there, and I'm seeing through your eyeballs, through giant holes inside of your head.
I'll be real, I like it, but have you ever considered making it into an app?
An app? An app. Oh, well, we all have corded phones. We all have corded phones where I am from because convenience is good, and we don't.
That's
like that.
not good for company synergy at all.
No, we all have to fax everything. If we have instant messenger, but in order to instant message, we have to write it down on a piece of paper and fax it to the other person, even if they're right next to us.
Possessor with no vowels for your app name.
Yeah, possessor. With a Z.
It's P and then 4 S's and then R.
Pisser.
Juniper's just realized that the next time we see a cocaine 2 plant, she can talk to it.
Fantastic.
Just have a chat with cocaine 2.
Yeah, and to ruin my joke, it's going to be extremely chill and zen and not at all hyped up. Can I get perception checks from everyone?
Do we get any kind of advantage right now?
Oh, yeah, because we're on cocaine.
You should get disadvantage, but I'm being nice.
That is true.
I got a 5.
12. You guys seeing this? You guys seeing all these things going by us?
22.
Oh, I botch.
Oh, interesting. A botch. I love this.
Vimble passes out.
Vimble discovers that he has ADHD and falls asleep.
Actually, here's what happens with the botch, is that Vimble disappears from all of your perspective.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, our little buddy's gone.
Vimble, from your perspective, you're just pulled off the wagon and down into the mud very quickly, and you don't really get a chance to see what happened or to communicate to the party that you're being pulled off the wagon.
Oh, this is an invisibility party. Okay.
And Dio disappears too. But because they turn invisible.
Hey, wherever we all go! Really fast.
Instant looking for a predator mode. Just like scouting as many directions as possible as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. So, what you see as you scan through the swamp, is, there's all these trees. There's the cypress, and there's mangroves. There's all kind of like sparse trees. It's not like thick jungle. So you can see shapes moving around. Some of them you think maybe it's just like raccoons or something, but then you see a big shape, and then you realize you're in some danger here. Let me roll.
Are there any flames in the area?
There's distant lightning all around. There's this slow horizontal lightning.
Oh, does that count as a flame?
It can quickly become flame. It is not flame currently.
I was gonna use thaumaturgy to make a flame get brighter, so we could see what was going on. I guess I can make lightning brighter if it's moving slowly.
Sure. Here's what I'll say about that is maybe if you use thaumaturgy, you tap your little war gong, and the horizontal lightning, which is there's like half a dozen in various directions at different distances. They glow a little brighter, and you see that there are multiple big shapes lurking in the swamps. One of them like dips down into the mud. One like kind of scuttles behind a tree, and you're like, oh, we're in danger. And that's, I think, where we're gonna roll initiative.
Can I dance?
Peter, you can dance anytime you'd like.
Okay, 14.
10.
All right, so I have to reveal what is attacking you because I won initiative. And now I will put some images in the Roll20 and we can talk about them.
Oh, God. You piece of shit.
Oh, shit.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, fuck, it's the Egyptian god cards.
Shut up, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Look, Austin, it's gonna really annoy me if you don't swap Obelisk and Rara around. Incredible.
Yeah, come on, Austin. Get your shit together. I don't know what's going on.
Mari, you were just going with the crowd. You were just mob psychology.
Yeah, I was like, what? I don't know. Yeah, idiot. God.
Yeah, for anyone listening, Austin's just put the fucking Egyptian god cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the fucking Roll20.
I have these physically here with me right now. I feel more connected to the
I
game.
was so excited
Yeah.
when you used Sarah Angel for like the picture of the angel from the last one. Oh, I'm mad.
I used to have these physically, and then I was homeless for a while, and I lost them.
I was the same, and then I bought a new set because I was like, I want to have the things I had as a teenager. They're just on the other side of my door, and I'm like, oh, you make me want to get the Yu-Gi-Oh cards out. Fuck.
All right. So there are three main monsters which are attacking you. A red serpent, a winged serpent, which appears to have multiple mouths, like inside of one another. This is the thing that grabbed Vimble and pulled him off of the skiff and is now currently like pulling him into the mud. There's a large, muscular, armored blue fella. Almost like a blue demon, kind of how I imagine Peter might be inside of Zana's flesh. This one is like hiding behind a tree. And then there's a golden bird with huge talons that looks pretty dangerous that is going to swoop down. And I won initiative, like I said, so I'm going to attack first Vimble in the mud. This big dragon is going to, or this big serpent is biting you.
Okay.
16.
That is my armor class.
All right, so it hits you, and you take 5 damage.
Oh, okay.
The giant armored blue guy runs out from behind a tree as Peter makes the lightning brighter. You blow his cover, basically, and he just runs and punches the skiff, not any of the characters. This giant blue man is basically the size of the Justice Mobile and appears to just try to pummel and sink it. 13. So the armor class of the ship I'm saying is 15, just because you made some improvement to it last episode. Specifically, Vimble, you rolled to put raccoon bones on it. So that actually doesn't damage the hull. And then the bird swoops down. Dexterity save. Let's say Juniper. It's gonna just try to pick you up, not damaging. Just
Dexterity.
dexterity
Cool.
save.
18.
Perfect. Yeah, you nimbly dodge the claws. This giant golden bird. Once again, all three of these creatures are like the size of the Justice Mobile, and they seem very dangerous. And because you've already done so well in the investigations of the skiffs. Right now, you could be like, "What the fuck's going on? This is out of context completely." But you're like, "Oh no, this is like the cards that sank the skiffs and the angel that attacked us." It's like perfectly, you can decide how your characters feel about it, but it's not at all a mystery why this is happening.
These look like angsty card art come to life.
Exactly. Vimble, you can go now. Your
Okay.
turn, Vimble.
So as a bonus action, I'm going to use Insightful Fighting, which lets me, I have the ability to decipher an opponent's tactics and develop a counter to them. As a bonus action, I can make a insight check against a creature to see that I can see that isn't incapacitated, contested by the target's charisma, and if I win, I can sneak attack still.
Yeah, these have awful charisma because they are essentially mindless constructs.
I mean, I rolled 13.
I rolled a 10, so you know that this serpent is just programmed to just try to like grab you and maul you and constrict you. It is not a genius fighter, and you can pretty easily take it apart with your advanced tactics.
All right, I'm going to use short swords. with advantage. That's 22 and an 8. So I'm gonna go with the 22, and short sword does 9 damage. With the sneak attack. So I get it does 4 plus 5, so that's 9.
Awesome. You sink a blade right into the serpent, and it tries to constrict around you, and you two are tussling in the swamp.
Would I still be able to try and get out of it, like away from it, or am I still like in its clutches?
You would take an attack of opportunity to move away from its clutches. You can use a bonus action to do disengage, but you already used your bonus action this turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm in its clutches.
Like Quicksilver scenes in X-Men?
Yeah.
Where everything's chaotic and then like Quicksilver's zipping around, it's all freeze frame. Or like Rocky Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? It's just kind of like Dio having gone invisible for the invisible party is just like bopping. Maybe Eely the Eel is like singing them Crystal Blue Persuasion inside their head. And they're just like bopping through the scene. I think they're like not engaging with the fight yet because I think they want to get a full appraisal of everything. So like if we're in another vision where you can kind of see Dio because they're invisible to everyone except the audience, my best friends, they then you can see that they're like throwing some really funky shapes, just kind of like jigging through the swamp. But I want to do something to like take total appraisal and make sure that we're like, we see everything that's attacking us right now because this was like sudden.
Everyone loves Eely the Eel until he sends you like a dozen weekend playlists, and you're like, yeah, I get it, dude.
21.
21 is great. The insight I will give you is that this amount of summoning 3 creatures seems to be a more significant magical undertaking than 1, which is what you encountered earlier. You don't know all the rules of the ritual, but you assume that the person who summoned them is either closer or has maybe expended the resources in such a way as to make this happen. Obviously, if you find them, you can shut this down at the source. I guess that's the primary insight, is if you want to ditch this fight and just go for the summoner, that is an option,
Yeah, I think that Eely the Eel has and Dio have a little internal quick brainstorm, and it culminates in the mental image of like Dio in eel form popping up behind whoever's doing this and saying nothing personal, kid, and ending them.
Yeah. Yeah. The chief insight, I would say, with the 21 is that this person is attacking these skiffs. So if you were looking for them, the third skiff might be the ideal place. You don't see it right now, but you assume it's like pretty, nearby, just judging by where you found the last 2. So it's totally an option. I'm
going to go eel mode and make that my focus.
I'm going eel mode. The wagon is still going.
Yeah.
So you know what? You gave the them cocaine too. So they're going pretty quick. I feel like next turn maybe the skiff will come into focus. So
Okay. I'm going to go for Obelisk just because it seems to be the one most actively punching the ship. So I'm going to go level 2 guiding bolt.
Oh, sick.
9, probably not gonna hit. Not gonna get what it needs, right?
That is not.
For guiding bolt, do I still get the thing? Nope, nothing happens on a miss. Oops.
Yeah, I think the flavor of this, is you fire the bolt at this giant armored blue guy who just like turns and punches through the bolts, like and splitting it around himself and just like grinning viciously. This is
that sounds about right.
Extremely bad vibes on this fella. Peter.
Okay. I use a level 2 Dissonant Whispers, and which one is causing the most amount of damage for people?
Definitely the serpent that is attacking Vimble.
Yeah, that one's definitely doing some damage to me.
1.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I only rolled 5. It's just 3 1s and a 2. All right, so I try to Bluetooth over or demon tooth over a podcast that's interviewing Jordan Peterson, but it only comes in as like meat.
As I
like,
was saying, furthermore, with the, and then you have to consider that feminism is
And it's practically another Maoist state at this point.
The serpent is very upset, but the ideology isn't coherent enough to really do the psychic damage you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now the serpent is just very mad about a Sports Illustrated cover.
This didn't make me horny at all.
The serpent just deleted its Twitter account and is making a fucking telegram.
Oh my god. This serpent, who now has the face of Jordan Peterson, is going to actually attack Peter. It's like literally uncurling off of Vimble. And it's like, no,
It's
fuck.
just so horrible.
Yeah. So Vimble, you get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
19. That's going to hit you,
Oh, wait, sorry.
Peter. 5 damage.
14?
Yep.
All right. So that does. Oh, that does. I wouldn't have advantage there, so it would just be 3 damage.
Oh, not very good. Yeah, you can like slash it as it flies away, and it does not even seem like it noticed. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the serpent's turn. The big blue guy is once again just gonna punch the Justice Mobile. It's just gonna try to sink your ship. That's a 20.
I feel like I'm being tormented.
So the big blue guy just punches the wagon so hard it cracks, right? There's just a big crack in it. Like, this is something you're gonna have to deal with, or it's gonna get worse. But then it's the giant bird's turn, and it's going to like grab the back of the wagon and try to like pull it up. It's not going to be able to pick up the whole thing and fly away, but to slow its progress, which is important because last round we talked about Dio getting off the wagon and finding the summoner. So if the wagon is stopped now, that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to try to hit 15. That's 12. So the big bird like latches its talons on to like the back of the wagon and tries to pull up, and it's just too heavy. It can't actually get the wheels off the ground. Maybe it's the weight from the new one body you brought with. It's too heavy.
Or maybe the raccoon skull is just too spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, instead of stopping your progress, the wagon continues. The Rons are just pitter-pattering as fast as they can, and we're back to Vimble.
Okay, I'm going to like get closer to the to like the wagon and like and then use my cunning action to hide.
Okay. Yeah, so the wagon is moving away from you, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
This fight is like getting away from you. Like I would think that you have no problem hiding.
Oh yeah, never. I mean, I guess so. So I'm gonna try and like move as far, like as close to the wagon as I can get, and then use my cunning action to hide, so I'm not like too far away from the fight. But then yeah, and so yeah, I'm going to do a dart attack, and I roll a 20.
Wow.
All right, I do 9 damage.
Wow. So here's the thing: you throw this dart really hard from like you're chasing after the wagon. Your stealth can just be like moving from tree to tree, but the wagon is getting away from you, and you just chuck this dart as hard as you can, and it goes right into the side of the serpent. And even though you've done a lot of damage, you've stabbed it. Peter sent that podcast. You notice it's still up, and if you think all 3 of them have this much HP, you're in trouble. Also because the wagon is getting away from you, in particular, Vimble. So that does not fill you with hope.
No.
But okay. we're to Dio now. And because the bird failed to arrest the movement of the wagon, I think you can see the 3rd skiff now to the kind of the southeast. It is now it's in the swamp. You're not going to get right to it. You're going to have to leave the Justice Mobile to get to it. So it's a risky maneuver.
Okay. But also it's a swamp, and I'm an eel, and I'm invisible. So how risky is it really?
Well, my intuition is you roll athletics to try to run through a swamp, which sucks, but maybe you have another idea.
I think that works pretty well for me.
All right.
12.
Yeah. Dio, you invisibly leap off the wagon as it passes by the skiff that's sunk, and you see it closer now. It is blown apart. It is like it has like burns on it, and it is in like 6 big pieces and then 1,000 little pieces. It wasn't tipped over or just abandoned. This one was destroyed.
Okay. Do I see like an evil guy? Like I guess what Dio and Eely have been picturing together is kind of like a guy in like a tuxedo with a big mustache.
With a 12, you do not get close enough to see any mustache action. You're just trudging.
Okay.
You're getting. You know what? You're invisible. I feel like getting muddy while invisible is like a classic thing that now if someone looked,
shit.
they would see you. No one's looking, but just for my own mental image, that you are becoming slightly visible as you get caked in mud.
I'll accept that point. I rolled a 12. Yeah, that's I take it.
Yeah, it's gonna take a whole nother round to get over to the burned and broken skiff, and we're to Juniper.
Okay. Well, let's go for big blue guy. You know what? I just want to do a big hit and fuck it. I'm doing a level 3 guiding bolt.
Oh fuck.
So let's hope it hits. 10.
Nope, that's not gonna do it.
Can anyone do anything to increase my
Yeah, I
number?
can bardically inspiration you, dude. Hold on.
Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Oh, thank you. I get to do the big damage.
This seemed important.
Yeah, I'm about to do 6d6 damage. So that's gonna be a good start. So we start with 18 damage.
It's pretty good.
A good start. And the next attack on this will have advantage as well.
Ooh.
So I hit it in the face for 18 damage.
All right, so the big beam, does it come out of the iron rod, which is rainbow covered in rainbow colored flames?
Yes, of course it does. I point the beam and big rainbow bright light comes out and does it a big smack in the face.
Yeah, so 18 damage. This is the biggest hit, maybe the most damage someone's done in one turn this season. And it does leave a big burn mark on the blue guy, but he does not go down. And like I said with the red serpent, that's concerning.
Yeah, I was really hoping for closer to that sort of 36 then, but I'll take the 18. 18 hopefully will at least slow it down for a second. Anyone else who wants to hit it, you've got advantage now.
Okay, so I cast level 2 sleep on the serpent, which I want it to hit the serpent first, and then if there's extra... What?
Yeah, I was going to say that the spell chooses targets automatically.
What, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
13.
No, Peter, you bang your war gong and none of the 3 enemies fall asleep.
3 of her 5 rolls were 1s.
Yeah.
It's bad to see.
And the other one was full of 1s as well. This is just
We're
not
being
good.
punished for our earlier crits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wearing off. All of you are coming down, and you're just like, I just need to sleep. I'll feel better in the morning. The giant red serpent unhinges its jaw inside of its mouth because it has a mouth inside of its mouth, and it's attempting to eat Peter. Attack.
But what that mouth in that mouth, dude?
15.
Ow. That hits. And ow.
4 damage as it latches onto your arm with its mouth. The big blue guy once again punches the Justice Mobile. 8. Not nothing. It's just nothing. I think maybe the burn that Juniper gave it crosses the chest and the arm, and the arm is too weak now from the burn. It just doesn't muster enough power. But then the giant bird, who hasn't done any damage to anything, I keep giving it strategic attacks instead of anything more substantial, is going to try to bite Juniper with its beak. It's a razor sharp beak. So 21.
That's gonna hit. Surprise.
Poor roll. Only 3.
Oh no, 3 damage. Oh, I'm devastated.
This is very superficial damage. Vimble, the wagon is getting away. I think unless you do something, you're going to be out of dart range.
Would Vimble have, noticed the other thing? Or actually, sorry, I want to use my eye for detail. I can use my perception to spot a hidden creature or object, or use investigation to decipher clues. Can I use, I guess, perception to see if I spot the other skiff and the guy there, and then just try and make a dash for that.
So that's the choice. Yeah. Do you want to get close enough to throw a dart at the enemy, or do you want to abandon the fight and try to catch up to Dio?
I think it's abandon the fight to go catch up with Dio. I think that is the thing.
How would you know where I am?
Well, not you, but I'd spot. I'm gonna try and do a perception check to see if I spot the enemy. If I do, then I would. Yeah. I don't think I would know if Dio is there. Yeah. Okay, perception. 4.
Oof. Nope. You simply do not see the shattered skiff.
All right, and then I guess I'm just going to run to as far as I can to catch up to the our skiff or our wagon.
So you're gonna use dash as your. Oh, no, you can't.
No,
do
that
both.
is
okay.
Yeah, that is my bonus action. Or I mean, wait, would I be able to just use this as my action and then dash bonus action just to get in range?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so
because so you want to use your bonus action to dash to catch up to the wagon.
Yeah.
All right. The next turn, you will be dart ready.
All right.
Dio, time to roll something else besides athletics, if you can think of something.
I mean, my instant reaches perception, investigation, because I'm looking for a particular. I'm looking for if there's a guy maybe with a conductor's baton and big fancy coattails. And I think slick back hair.
That's very specific. Yeah, perception.
This is what Eely the Eel has told me I'm looking for. It's only a 6. God damn it! After all this.
All this, yeah. Dio, you invisibly reach the shattered skiff. You're covered in mud, and there's just 6 big pieces of it. Each one could be investigated separately. There are shards everywhere. You smell like burning ozone. But just because of this poor roll, you need one more turn to find the summoner.
Okay. So I currently have advantage if I go for our big blue friend again. So I'm gonna go level 2 again with advantage to hit. So please. Hit would be really good. Let's get that guiding bolt. Oh, crit on the first roll, 19 on the second. So I'm guessing that hits.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Let's get those rolls.
Oh man, Juniper soloing one of the Egyptian gods.
So that's 18 damage plus it was a crit to hit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Paint me a picture of you feeding Obelisk the Tormentor a laser beam so much he explodes.
I think the way that this goes down is that Juniper is using the ability to do real big leaps to sort of in a video game when you wall jump and you jump off the opposing walls to get height. Doing that between the big muscle arms to climb up to this thing's head. Big metal rod in the mouth and fires off a guiding bolt.
Hell yeah, you fucking explode this guy. You used a lot of your spell slots, huh? There's still several episodes left in this arc, so...
Yeah, well, next time I take a short rest, I can do some recovery, because I've got that thing where I can recover some, on short rests, which helps. But, yeah, I did some big hits, but I didn't want us in a situation where our wagon was completely unusable. This felt like a good time to spend big.
Yeah, no, I like this. The drama of being low on spell slots combined with you saving the wagon is delicious narrative.
Yeah.
Peter.
Well, I thankfully have the thing where I can do shillelagh on my melee hits as well, so it's not the worst thing if I run out of spells.
Vimble's gonna shed a tear of pride seeing that he's finally instilled the importance of private property onto his team.
Because they all love the wagon.
Yeah, exactly. They're learning.
I cast Minor Illusion of the angel we saw earlier.
All right, I'm going to roll 2 investigation. Here's the thing. The serpent is still coming after Peter. It doesn't even notice, but I'll roll for the big bird. 6, it fails. So here's what happens. The big serpent, who had just latched onto Peter's arm with its mouth, is going to attempt to wrench that arm off. 16.
Oh, that's an arm. They got it. They earned it.
16 damage.
16 damage?
Yep, it got you with its mouth. Now it has unlocked a new ability.
All right, I just want everyone to know I do have 2 health left. But
All right.
I mean, it's fine.
The bird failed its check on the minor illusion, so it uses its turn trying to pick up the illusion and carry it away, but its claws, its talons pass harmlessly through and it wastes its turn. But it does know now that it's an illusion. So you have successfully wasted that bird's turn. And we're back to Vimble, who's in dart range.
I'm within dart range. Is there any way I can get like advantage on them? Would I have to hide, or like am I within like flanking range?
Yeah, because the serpent is using bites, it's in melee range with Peter, which means you get sneak attack regardless.
Okay. So then, if I don't need to, I'm gonna like try and get up close, but then I'm going to dart attack, and that's a 21, and also 21.
Oh my god.
So that's 16.
All right, yeah, paint me a picture because that's the number.
Okay. Oh, yeah, no. So I'm just like Vimble's like sleuthing on up, sort of running in there, and then I'm trying to think of like a good like witty line for Vimble. I think it's gonna be like we already have a snake in the party. You're out of here. It's gonna be something like that, like really cool like that.
All right, and you just throw a dart through its eye, and
Yeah.
it just explodes into light on Peter's arm, which is now bleeding or oozing because you're wearing a corpse.
I have no arm.
Oh, you're choosing.
And I must scream.
Okay, so is there a demon arm where Zana's arm used to be?
Yeah, and it's like red and really buff and sexy. Like platonically sexy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I'm not like aggressively sexy. You just go, that's a sexy person. But they're probably not going to do anything weird. You know? It's not like an uncomfortable
Hey,
snake.
hey everyone, Peter arm reveal. Arm reveal. Come on. I love that. That's incredible. Vimble, you kill the serpent on your turn.
Fantastic. Do I see a guy who is standing there in big platform boots, who's like instructing the monsters what to do, and he seems like he's the baddie that I'm looking for?
Investigation.
Okay. 12.
Yep. I was looking for 10. So you look around. You're looking behind the big pieces of charred skiff because this one seems to have been exploded. And you kind of peek behind one or two. You're invisible, though. So I feel like what happens is the person hiding behind one of them doesn't know they should be quiet. And so you
Okay.
you like hear them like shuffling cards. Like they're looking through cards.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, they're cheating. They're cheating.
No, they're looking for what else to summon. And I shall now reveal this character.
I thought Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules was like you got the shuffle the deck. Oh my god.
It's a Batman.
It's a gargoyle from the TV show Gargoyle. Is that a Tamagotchi?
I think that's actually a grotesque. Gargoyles are only for fountains.
If it doesn't come from the Gargoyle region of France, it's just a sparkling grotesque.
You know, you tell that to the gargoyles from the hit 90s kids cartoon Gargoyles, where
I would love to. Nothing would make me happier. You think I wouldn't do it? I would do it in a heartbeat.
Have you seen Their Girlfriend? Absolutely
Yes.
not. You would be embarrassed.
Yes, I have. And does she know that they aren't gargoyles?
I'm looking at a big bat-winged dude here with big floppy ears and a top hat, and is he maybe smoking a cigar?
Yes, a
I
grotesque.
think so. He also has a Tamagotchi on a chain attached to what appears to be like a cape, like a Victorian policeman would wear, and he's holding a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
They give off Jack the Ripper energy.
True.
This is very deliberately not Batman. This is a man who is a bat.
This is Man-Bat. Actually, if you're familiar with the Batman comics, this is literally Man-Bat, yes.
This is a bat who dresses as a man because they're scared of men.
And they should be, that's valid.
Yeah.
Sophie, it's funny that you kept saying big, like big wings, big hat, because this person is tiny. They're the size.
Fantastic.
They're the size of a squirrel. Here's the thing. They are homunculus, and the word homunculus is literally made of the two Latin words for little guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is his birthday, and he also is wearing glasses.
To be fair, I'm looking at him now. His entire torso is like the width of a hand of trading cards fanned out.
Yeah. So I think in episode 1 we talked about like what are we gonna call the species that Dio is, and you were like homunculus, and I was like, hold on, because homunculus means something in D&D. They are very small. They cannot speak. One of the reasons I wanted to shoo you away from that, because in lore they cannot talk. Maybe I should
Are they
make
made by the same guy as the Russian guy? In the same way?
the cum homunculus we talked about. I actually think. Can you roll me history? It's a low DC, but I don't want to give the whole store away.
20.
20 is great. I don't know how you know this, Dio. So homunculi are created with a little ritual by some magic user, and then they are bound to them. They know everything their creator knows, and if their creator dies, they die too.
Oh, shit.
What if they make their creator brain dead?
So I think that given how small this little guy is, and it's literally his birthday, and also he's got glasses, and you wouldn't hit a little birthday boy with glasses on his birthday. I want Dio to like form up into person shape again and be pointing a finger gun right at this little guy, but then like that's when the history check kind of comes in. And there's a little twinge of like, this is a person who was made by somebody for a purpose, like you. And Dio's like, oh man.
Yeah, I love this.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You roll up behind them. I should say, I know you haven't learned this yet. She, her for this character.
I'm so sorry.
It's nobody's fault. I just haven't said it, and you don't know who they are. But you roll up with a gun basically pointed at the back of their head, and you're like, "Oh no, that's me though." And you hesitate. Do you say anything?
Yeah, I think that Dio, who has reformed into a different shape, by the way, as a person, because this time, I mean, they're still invisible. No one can see this, but like again, the audience, my best friends, can see this in the special audience vision. That Dio has come back this time with long, beautiful hair and a curvy woman's shape, because they have everything appealing that She-Hulk has, and you should subscribe to our show and not watch She-Hulk. And you could describe Dio as mommy from now on, and. Sorry, this is a part of what I'm working through with the new ones, is that Dio is not, I wouldn't say gender fluid, maybe gender bong water. And can you tell I've been saving up my type 5 for this bit? Anyway, I think that Dio, I think she's now like, I think instead of just blasting this tiny little person, she pauses and she like de-invisibilizes, but like finger gun pointed right at this person's face.
Interesting. So yeah, we have two scenes. One on the wagon, this giant bird is menacing all of the characters who are fighting for their lives. Peter just got an arm ripped off to reveal a sexy arm underneath, which is, you win some, you lose some there. But there's this fight going on. You sneak up on this homunculus. She turns and looks at you, and I want to specify for the audience, because we talked around it a little bit, but they have this kind of animalistic appearance. Homunculi in like classic mythology. It's not even mythology. It was like an alchemical idea. They were more humanoid. In D&D, they kind of look like pugs with wings, is how I think of them.
The ideal homunculus factoid that has to be brought up at any time that homunculus are mentioned is that Jesus was a homunculus in a lot of classical paintings. He's like a tiny little dude. So when he's a baby, he's like a fully fleshed man, but like a tiny little baby, which is relevant to the show. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
So you're saying that Jesus was God's homunculus? And
no, I'm
the
saying
Virgin
he's
Mary
like
was the
Vimble.
egg?
No, he's like Vimble. He's like a man, but just little and tiny, and a baby wearing a diaper.
Like Jesus?
There are also these models of like sensation, which use homunculi, which is like to show like how much feeling people have, and like they have like giant hands and like giant lips and stuff. If you ever Google,
I've seen those. Yeah.
you'll see these really weird models. Nothing like that. This is like basically like a pug with wings, long floppy ears. They kind of look like goobers, and I actually really like them a lot. She looks at you. And I need a persuasion check.
Okay.
Is what I need, or intimidation. What's the tenor of this? Is it run because I'll fuck you up, or is it run I'm giving you a chance because we have something in common?
The problem is how it's mixed, because it's kind of like I'm like I could end you right now, and that's a fact. But also I'm showing you a kindness.
So it's up to you which one you want to roll. I assume you'll take the higher
I'm
number.
going to use intimidation for that. Yeah, because it's the higher number.
I've played D&D.
That's a crit.
Holy tits.
The crits are just fucking flying tonight.
Yeah. She looks at you, takes in that you're a new one, and immediately pulls the cards off of the metal disc on her other arm, which is under the kind of capelet. I think you said like a Bobby's cape.
Fucking incredible.
There's just like this half cape that her one arm was kind of like hidden under to protect the cards
so much.
To protect the cards from all the water.
It's a laminated half cape.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I was thinking like I'm putting this character in a swamp. Their cards are going to get fucked up. But yeah, it reveals that they're wearing this metal tray on their wrist that has all these cards. They just pick them all up.
Yeah, Ultra Pro has some really good binders available for that.
You can get card protectors.
As long as you double sleeve and you top sleeve then bottom sleeve, you can probably keep the water out just fine.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
This episode is brought to you by Dragon Shield for all your.
Well, Ultra Pro has the officially licensed full art backs, though, and that's the thing. And like normally those are really like they peel, but these ones and etc.
License my dick and balls. But yeah, the giant bird, it like turns to face you, Vimble, as you throw a dart into it, and it like spreads its wings as if it's about to like land on you and try to crush you and rip you with its talons, and suddenly, boop, it just disappears, pops out of existence.
And that's what happens when you respect private property.
Where's mommy?
Yeah, I mean, I assume the party gathers together and will eventually make their way over. I want to give Dio a moment with this character before you catch up. Is there anything the party does before we cut back over to Dio?
I just want to note my arm is like dragging on the ground next to me.
It's like way too big. You're like little cheerleader body. It's like huge demon arm.
I feel like we're all like gathered together being like, okay, does anyone have like just like I need a bump, okay? Like please, like just to get me going again.
Cocaine 2.0 grows everywhere, like mint.
I just blew a laser through a big dude's face. I'm gonna be good for a minute. Heart's still going pretty fast, and it's probably the adrenaline.
Peter and Vimble are the ones who are like dying right now.
Juniper's heart's racing, but she doesn't know whether there's still drugs in the system, the adrenaline of killing a big dude, or just being a rabbit and they're naturally very anxious.
Wait, Juniper, are you holding out?
Nah.
Dio's gonna get back and they're all gonna have killed each other.
Do you think Juniper would have a plant-derived thing on her person and not eagerly, excitedly tell everyone that there's a plant that she has?
If there's an episode where like there's a party split where Dio is separate from the rest for the full episode, like they're all gonna get the shakes really badly and just like total party kill because like they just like all just die. They just fucking drop dead. Cocaine 2, the sequel to Cocaine, is that good? That's the problem.
Yeah, Vimble just turns into that guy from the end of Boogie Nights, played by Doc Ock, and just starts shooting at everyone. Christ almighty. So the homunculus kind of stands up like from where they were hiding, kind of trudges over to you. I should mention top hat, very important. You said it, but I'm saying it now. Top hat on the big.
It's worth reiterating. Yeah.
On the big floppy ears. She looks you up and down, kind of circles you to see the crystal in your back, and like nods, chews the cigar thoughtfully, and then pulls out a card and puts it into the dual disc. We could have our own terminology for this holodeck thing, but we just call it dual discs because we all know what the fuck's up.
What else would you call it?
I don't know. Laura came up with the name holodeck, so I assume she would be the one who would call it like the duelist plate or something. I don't know. She would have a better idea than me.
Give me a second. I'll come back to you in a minute. I'll tell you what they're called.
All right, thank you. She puts another card down on this tray, and a little elf pops up and says, "Hello." And then she picks the card up, and the little creature disappears.
Oh my god, that's adorable. I'm thrown.
All the holodeck creatures have flavor text, which they announce when they are summoned.
Yeah, I think Dio is like, why were you attacking us?
The homunculus looks through their deck of cards thoughtfully, finds the one they want, puts it on the tray, and a kind of Viking-esque person with like covered in blood carrying 2 axes appears. And he says, "I am the Dread Conqueror!" And then the homunculi picks up the card, and the guy disappears.
Oh, is this Bumblebee rules?
Yeah, it's Bumblebee rules.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the holodeck version of Dual Discs is called Hollow Runners.
Nice. Yeah,
That's the name
very
now.
good.
Cyberpunk.
It's actually a good. Yeah.
I mean, based off the season we introduced it in, having a cyberpunk name's not the wildest thing.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's good. I've been like trying to make like bad names this whole time. I just didn't know that I could have made good ones this whole time too.
I was
just didn't
googling like
realize.
knockoff names of like off-brand ones sold at like farmers markets, the like cheapy plastic ones. But I was like, oh no, shit! I came up with an actual good one. Fuck.
Yeah. So the problem is that like Dio knows right now that like she wants to say that's not who we are, and like you don't need to be afraid of us, but also. Given what she has observed of the party, she's kind of just like, they might just show up and start murdering this person. And and that's like why she was telling her to run away in the first place. Because she figured like that the party would show up, in particular Vimble, and just start wailing on her immediately. For justice or whatever.
Yeah.
Her Tamagotchi beeps, and she looks down at it and pokes a couple buttons, and then looks back to you.
Oh no. Friend, I'm trying to help you here. You should get away before my friends arrive.
The homunculus looks through the deck and picks out a couple cards and just kind of shows them to you. One has a 3-headed dragon on it. One has some kind of like knight or something with a big spear. One has what appears to be like a giant spaghetti monster, which is like towering over a town. It's like so big it blots out the sun. And the homunculus just kind of smiles and puts them back in the deck as if to say like, I am not in danger, actually.
One of them takes your next turn.
Okay, just stay here and let me talk to them. I'll be back in a minute.
She nods and kind of like flaps up onto a top of the wreckage and sits there, legs crossed, waiting while you go back to the party, pulling out another cigar from somewhere.
Nice. Yeah, I think Dio's landed on it's time to negotiate, to make it clear attacking her is not gonna go well for us.
Yeah. You saw the stats on those creatures.
Yeah. I think again, like, unclear where Dio got this knowledge from, but she has an extensive understanding of holodeck.
It's cool. Juniper wants to understand how this tech works, so Juniper's in no rush to pick a fight here.
And also, speaking of like what Dio doesn't know, I think it's also interesting. Like, I'm trying to think like, kind of the moment she's trying to think about. Well, she's trying to imagine what a tall, powerful, stoic gunslinger lady would do, and she doesn't understand that she's trying to model her behavior after Red, but like, you know, because she doesn't remember meeting Red properly.
I'm not a fan of being attacked out of the blue, but I had no interest in picking fights. I don't need to. I am happy to come and meet whoever gets to come summon cool things. Yeah,
man. I'm cool to vibe. Let's go. And I walk with my hand, like what? Because it's so
Juniper
big.
looks at Vimble with the look at like the face of, are you gonna be chill?
Yeah, no, I think that we should absolutely, we can talk to these people. That's totally, I think that's great. Vimble's also going to equip 2 knives and hide them behind his back.
Can I just pick up Vimble with my big demon hand just in case? Just like in my palm.
I burned all of my magic for the day fighting the first set of things we fought. I don't want to fight more of even if I didn't like.
It wouldn't be a
meeting
fight.
them. That's what I mean. It wouldn't go well.
I mean, Vimble, is like, no, we absolutely. In fact, I think that my family would love to do business with to learn more about these this technology. This could be the start of a beautiful friendship.
See, that's just exactly the kind of shit I'm saying. Just stop it.
Yeah. Dio, do you understand that, like, Vimble's family is the kind of people that this homunculus is trying to kill? Okay.
Yes, that was the balance between I am not like this. Juniper is not like this. Peter is not like this. But this, like, conquest barbarian, I know who this is referring to.
All right. So the party brings the wagon up to the ruins of the skiff. Everyone hops out and walks over.
Vimble's going to tuck the knives that he had back into his utility belt, and then try and come aboard, introduce himself, saying, hello, I'm Vimble Berrycheek Kalthinian IV, or the fourth.
We don't talk about one of them. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to meet you. You've really fantastic technology that you have here, and his eyes are just on the
Holorunner.
His eyes are just on it the whole time.
The homunculus sees your outstretched hand, and rather than shake it, takes a card and presses it into your palm.
What is the card?
The card appears to have been defaced with some kind of writing instrument, and like all the text is like scribbled out, and what is written on it is one word, and that word is sprinkles.
It's an honor, Sprinkles.
Sprinkles smiles.
I would kill and die for her.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. We take our chance and start to dance. Can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses, but we don't need the heat. A chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning down. But we're a bonfire, we keep putting in. Oh, we're a bonfire, I keep putting in, you keep